While scouting during the summer, I saw a number of good bucks, but one buck in particular had a fate which was intertwined with my family. This buck spent his days on my brother Greg's farm, where he watched him in his bean fields, and I captured him several times on video throughout the summer.
Well, he doesn't seem that hard to kill. He seems to be pretty predictable, and you just need that right wind in the first week, which is the hardest part about it. There's multiple deer coming out there. He's not coming out till sunset. But it's my brother's farm. He's hunting this buck. Hope he gets him. Opening day is this weekend. Good luck to him.
My brother Greg had patterned this buck. He constructed a blind in the back of his barnyard, near where the buck would feed. Several different evenings he had the buck around 80 yards, but he could get no closer. A week into the season, it was time for the beans to come off, and he didn't see the buck anymore. Little did I know what was in store for me on only my second sit of the season.
Okay, it is the 7th of October, and it's my first time in the stand since opening day of last season, where I shot a doe. The biggest thing about this stand is I'm skylined pretty good, and I just gotta not move once something comes in here, and I'll probably have a bow in my hand the rest of the night. We're gonna see what happens tonight. It's about 68 degrees. I've got a night to hunt. This is my second time out all season, so I'm not sure. Hopefully this is some poison oak, and hopefully I don't get it. Really not check the wind right here. I didn't think it was a questionable wind, but it might be. Just depends on the moment, I guess. So probably nothing's going to come from the northeast. Now that I'm in here, I wish I'd have known that before I got here, but it's a west-northwest wind. And I'm sitting on the south fence row of this wood lot, which is essentially a swamp. So it is what it is. I'm not going to move now. It's just like 5 o'clock, I think. So we got 2.5 hours of good hunting, so we'll see how it goes.
After getting settled into the tree stand, I saw something at about 30 yards. I knew my neighbor recently had an apple butter party, and this is the location they chose to dump the peels and cores.
That was not an ideal hit, but that was an awesome buck. way forward on the shot. I don't know. I think I had buck fever. Man, I hope I get him. Man, I hope I get him. Wow, that was a great buck. That might be the buck my brother's been chasing. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I wish I felt better about that shot. Oh, it's like 30, 35 yards. Oh man, I should have just been patient. Should have been patient and waited for a better shot. Oh my gosh. Definitely forward on him. It is 7:01, October the 7th. It's my second day out this year. Oh, I just watched that back, and I wish I felt better about it. Watched it 3 times. The screen's tiny. I wish I had a bigger screen. I wish I had more zoom on my lens, but I didn't have time to zoom in. And I wasn't going to make the movement. He already stared right at me once through a tree. But the shot was forward. It was definitely forward. If it could have been a foot further back in his boiler room, then I would feel great about it. But boy, that's a marginal shot. I think I'm gonna let this just sit for tonight. Try to get a sitter tomorrow for my daughter, and see if I can get out here midday and pick up the blood trail. I don't want to mess with it tonight. I just don't feel good about it at all. Just a bad deal. What do you do? Spend all this time and effort. You make a lousy shot. Amazing creature like that. That buck was amazing. It was an awesome buck. I really think that's the one my brother's been hunting. He's had him at like 80 yards several different times, but he just can't get closer to him. And that was in his bean field, which he just took his beans off 2 days ago. Well, I'm gonna climb down and back up, climb down for the night. I'm not even gonna look tonight. I mean, not. Well, it is Tuesday morning, October 8th, 7 a.m. I've been laying in bed for the last few hours just thinking about this buck. So it's kind of weighing on my mind here. I've probably watched this video 40 times since last night. Showed it to my brother. He says definitely the buck he's been hunting. Showed it to a few friends. They think he's dead. We're going to take up the trail here in a few hours once I get a sitter. And hopefully we come across him. So we'll see what happens. All right, well, it is, I don't know, 11 o'clock, and we're being stared at by 2 deer at 100 yards. It's 11 o'clock, and Wes and I are out here to see if we can pick up the blood trail, see what we can find. Doesn't tell me a lot other than there's blood on it, because of the heavy dew. But there is definitely a good amount of blood on it. I mean, there's... We're on the trail. My brother's joined the hunt, and he's just on a mission. We're on his property now, and he's tracking them. We finally got some relatively decent blood, and we're gonna see what we come up with. So hopefully we find them. Well, we're still going. We're still on the trail. Been slow going in places, but these guys are doing a great job, and my nerves are just inside out. I'm having a hard time focusing, but that's why you go and get help. But search continues. So yeah, here we got some fatty tissue or clot or something, and a big string of something. So definitely nothing that came out of the vitals. I mean, this ain't looking good. We are officially calling it quits. We have found blood for what, 300 to 400 yards, probably 400 yards, and between probably 100 and 200 it was really, really good, really encouraging, and then at 250 just really petered out, and we just been following specs, just getting smaller and smaller. The last 3 or 4 spots we found was basically crawling on our hands and knees. 30 yards from the last place we found them, found blood on a trail. We have gridded the trails in this area for, I don't know, a couple hundred yards both ways. Basically it's a long corridor, and there's cornfields on both sides. The corn's coming off in another week and a half or so. We don't think he went in the corn, but he could have. We just don't know. But he really quit bleeding, and there was some spots that looked like clotting or fatty tissue or something, but it just looked like he's stopped bleeding pretty much. We're not real confident that he's dead. Probably more likely that he's alive, so we're gonna call off a search for today. We're gonna see if we find photos or witness him here in the next week or so. I mean, in this distance, he should be bleeding a lot more. He just stopped bleeding altogether. So we're gonna pull our tape and we're gonna head out and continue the search on down the road. So what's your thoughts, Wes?
I just back out, keep running your cameras, and keep checking fields, keep scouting. So I don't think he's dead. So that's my thoughts.
That's kind of my thought as well. So we'll back out, pull all this tape out, and grab the arrow and try again. I don't know. My brother's been hunting this buck for the whole season here, and he just took his beans off, and that's where he'd been seeing him consistently. Couldn't get closer than 80 yards. I got a 30 and I screwed it up, obviously, so. It's the bad side of hunting right there. That's the way it goes sometimes.
I didn't hunt much in the weeks following the failed recovery of that buck. On November 9th, a trail camera picture was taken of him. He looked a bit thin, but very much alive.
Well, it is Thanksgiving Day, and I just got a phone call from my brother. He is 95% sure he just flung an arrow at the deer I shot on October the 7th. It's the deer he's been hunting all season. Oh, he was here?
He was standing right here. See, I shot out that left window, but there's a couple little branches that the arrow could have hit.
I see.
I need to trim them things down.
Well, we'll turn the camera off and we'll start looking hard.
It was still pretty dark out when he took a shot, and he could not see all the limbs in the flight path of his bolt. He was pretty certain at that point that he missed. However, we couldn't find his bolt either. After much searching, we found no evidence of a hit.
Better luck next time?
John Denver's full of shit. What'd you tell me last time when I was tracking it for me? Better luck next time? Exactly. I already said that. Better luck next time.
I guess we're calling the search off. So, gun season starts in 4 days. Well, hey honey. I know, baby girl. I'll take you home here in a second. Well, the plot is thickened. It is the 29th of November. Friday before gun season. I've got a crying baby in the back seat. And I got a phone call from one of the neighbors that hunt around the area here. Said there's a really nice buck on our property. So, being that I've been watching a crying baby all day, I decided to put her in a car and come out here at dark and glass it up, see if it was still here. It is, and it 100% is the buck that I shot on October the 7th. You can see the crook in his left G3. And my brother thinks he shot him 2 days ago. Or no, yesterday. Thanksgiving morning, he thought he shot at him. So, he has no, like, video or photo evidence, but he was pretty sure it was him. And there was no reason for that deer to leave his property, so, until yesterday. So, he's over here on our property now.
On the 4th day of gun season, my brother Greg and I decided to team up. He had just harvested a doe, and we talked about changing places so I could harvest one too. Just then, we heard a shot across the field. It was my brother Kerry, putting the hammer down.
Why would they be all the way back there? They can't be them, can it? Okay, which one am I taking? Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. I mean, 10 points closer. This one coming might have, he actually might have 10 points. Right now would be a perfect time to shoot. I did take I can't now because he's not on behind it. I take the 8 and I start getting ready for these does start getting stupid. Doe's beside us. I'd hurry up. They're looking. Doe's are probably bucks are looking. So Monday I went hunting on Dad's farm here on Felder side, we call it, and I seen this one here, probably about 15 minutes before shooting time was up. Seen another one on the other side of me, probably about the same size I thought, and I passed both of them up because it was about time, and I thought maybe I see something bigger, and a couple days later, this one comes across with about, I don't know, there must have been 10 or 12 other bucks. And I chose this one. It's one that I guess my brother Eric missed. And if I'm mistaken, Greg too?
Greg missed, I hit it.
Greg missed, you hit it. So anyhow, my second day of hunting, shotgun season, and got it done. So I had choice between this one and a nice 10 point. This one looked a little wider, so this is the one I took. So not too bad for hunting only second day.
I just noticed that kicker off his.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
I noticed that when I was watching him.
Never noticed that before.
Yeah, because I counted and I'm like, okay, he's a 10 point. And then I'm like, oh no, he's an 8 point.
That left G3 is how I know from the video the deer I shot that is the deer. That is the horn I picked up on.
You can see it.
In my video.
Pretty.
Greg and I both watched this deer through the summer in his field.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool.
Yep, another one mount on the wall. Wife will love me.
Well, I'll take him if you don't want him. I did shoot him. All right, congratulations.
Yep.
Nice buck. Just for good measure, there's his neck. Where I hit him in October 7th. I believe right here. So that's crazy. And one of the guys that hunts the neighbors had pictures of him November, I think 3rd. And
Yeah.
it's pretty bony, but looks pretty healthy now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, when you don't see him for a day, and you see him
Then you
again,
see him the next day?
then it's like, huh, he's pretty big.
So we're gonna try and throw a score on this deer before he runs with the taxidermist. He thought it had a lot of ground trinkets yesterday for some reason.
You want to sit it there so you...
No, that'll be all right.
Well,
I think that'll be all right.
so you have to hold it.
Inside.
Yeah, I go to pick them up, and they're looking. They start over here, and I go, "No, he's the biggest one." I'm like, "That's not it. That's not it. He's over there. I can tell by the antler."
22 and 3/8. Well, we just wrote it all down, and I'm going to add it up as he goes to the taxidermist. We're all in kind of a crunch here today, so one last look at him before he goes to get mounted. And here's my very unofficial score sheet that I just threw together. I have a kit, but it's not at my house, so he's going to take it to the taxidermist, and congratulations again, I guess.
Amen.
Now he thinks it's a good buck all of a sudden. We had to talk
Yeah,
him into
because
it.
I stole it from both my brothers. That makes it even sweeter.
Exactly.
After adding up all the numbers, the rough green score of my brother's buck was 149 and change, gross, and 137 net.